Hello everyone and welcome to another live from the workshop. Now this is actually introduction 2.0 for me because unfortunately I recorded the first part of this and just as I went to record the second piece I went to review the footage and it was corrupted unfortunately. I don't quite know what happened there. I've done a few test records since then and it all seems to be working well. But basically all you've missed is just a bit of modification here. But to explain what I'm going to be doing, obviously some of you might already have guessed, it is going to be another Emperor. But what this is going to be is it's going to be a cross between the Davros Remembrance of the Daleks Emperors. Davros isn't going to be part of this, I'm literally just using that as an example of the style. So I'm going to be doing the same overall style of that, but what it is going to have is the colour tones and the colouring of the Evil of the Emperor Daleks. The Evil of the Daleks Emperor, sorry. So what I'm essentially going to do is I've decided to add the new series base just to give it a bit more difference compared to the other Emperors I've done. So overall it is going to be silver with black overtones, but then I've made this part, I've already cut these out, I need to glue these together, which is going to be my first step. So I've already do that, and then essentially I'm going to have spare spheres around here which are going to be gold. Now the other thing that this is slightly reminiscent of is obviously in background here my Hive Dalek custom, but because originally I did think about having just single spheres on here and then some at the top, but it would have been too much work to remove all of these and then fill in all the holes that are left over, because obviously these spheres are technically, as you can see from what I've cut previously off, a different model. These are hollow, so I couldn't realistically have just single spheres on here. So I thought I'd keep the spheres as they are. Those will be all black, and then this one will literally just be, or these ones will be around the edge here, and these will be the gold on the black edging of this. Overall, then the thing's going to be silver. And then on the top here, what I'm planning to do is obviously have the half semicircle on the top, followed by a see-through eye piece, similar to, if I bring down my audio series one here, you'll be able to see a bit better what I mean. So you have this bit over the top here, and then you'll have this part on here, and obviously you'll have the little bits underneath and these bits on the edges with spheres interspersed in between. And then for the eye pieces, probably what I'm going to do, instead of having these flat ones, is I'm going to have 3 clear or frosted LEDs, because on top of the Evil of the Daleks Emperor, he has actually got 3 sort of, I don't think they're lights, but they could have been, 3 sort of sticky outing bits on top of his dome, so that's what I'm going to add onto this. But first things first, obviously, as I said, I've already done some of this, unfortunately, because the footage got corrupted, but all I've basically done is made up a little cardboard edge to raise that, and then trim the sphere down so it fits over the top, and then that's basically it. So the next step is going to be to start gluing these pieces together, which is going to take a while, but hopefully I should be able to get it all in one piece of footage. And then once those are together, I can then start working on adding the edging on, and then cutting out the spheres from an old spare Dalek body to put on here. Once all that's done, minus the base, and I've added all of the other bits on, I'll be spray painting it silver. But first things first, as I said, I need to get on to doing these, so let's start off with that. And here is my finished Remembrance Emperor. So yeah, actually quite pleased how this came out. I decided in the end to go with the 3 standard sort of lights, because it just didn't look right with the LEDs when I tried to position them. So I decided to keep those as they were. I'm really pleased with how the globes came out. I've decided to add these 2 on here at the front, just because without them it just didn't look quite right, because obviously with the Evil of the Daleks Emperor, those sort of 2 gold globes on the front are sort of quite a prominent feature, so just by having them around the edge, it just didn't really seem to look right without them. So the idea of adding them in just came about because I found I had 2 spare left over. I looked at my big version, and I just decided it just looked right. It looked better with them than it did without them. Yeah, really pleased how this came out. If I compare it to my audio series Emperor, which you might have seen in the video, because I know some people are probably going to ask, you can see that in my audio series custom figure showcase. So yeah, if I compare it to that, it actually does look very good. And obviously the other one that's worth comparing it to, in fact, I will take away my audio series Emperor and I'll bring in the proper figure so you can compare. So that's the proper Davros figure, obviously, and then the other one that I've made that's closest to it was obviously this new series Davros Emperor. You can see that it's sort of almost a progression between the differences of them, but I actually think it works really well. And I actually have to say, interesting, if you were going to bring Davros back in this kind of guise, or at least as a reveal of him being an emperor again, obviously this was my original plan. I would actually have to say I would rather see something like this, because you wouldn't have to explain that it's kind of like an Evil of the Daleks thing. You wouldn't have to explain, it could just be a kind of throwaway design reference, and I actually think it would work really well, just as a thing. And even if it wasn't Davros, you could still have a really cool emperor just like that. I think it would work. It would work very well, personally. But as I said, that's personal opinion. But that's my thoughts on it. But overall, I am very, very pleased with how this has come out. If you're wondering about the classic Dalek on a new series base, I've literally just slotted one into the other. There is a video on my how-to-dos for that, so if you're wondering how I did that, by all means check that out, please do. But that is my finished evil... Now what was I going to call this? My Evil Remembrance Emperor. I was toying with Remembrance of the Evil of the Daleks, but that was a bit too long, so it's my Evil Remembrance Emperor. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot, and I will see you all with another video very soon.